All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakahakwadash. Next, I want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Lord's elect. To my left, there are end-time headlines. Cuba claims that it has completely run out of fuel and blames U.S. embargo, because that's what these devils do. According to a report from UPI, Cuban officials announced Wednesday that the island nation has completely run out of diesel and fuel oil, plunging its energy system into crisis and triggering widespread blackouts across the country, particularly in the capital of Havana. Cuban Energy Minister Vince de la Olive stated that the country's stocks had run dry due to the oil embargo imposed by the United States in January, leaving the national grid on life support. In a televised interview broadcast on state-run television Wednesday night, he declared, "We have absolutely no diesel." Habakkuk 2 and verse 1, that's just Esau Edom for you, the so-called white man. The devil that the Bible speaks of, that's what he does. "I will stand up on my watch and set me up on the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not of right in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death. See, this man is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. That word thick clay in the Hebrew is a batyat. It means heavy debt. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house, by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. You see, that's what you devils do. And the Lord is getting ready to visit the iniquities of all you heathen, starting with the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Bear with me. We will be using Gemini. This is through the power and spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. Gemini is being fed the truth, so it has no choice but to stick to the facts of the scriptures and the truth of the scriptures. And that starts with acknowledging the true, powerful, and holy name of the Heavenly Father Yahawah and his only begotten Son Yahawashi, and acknowledging the true children of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And this is not a so-called black thing. The Lord has scattered his people among our nations. We're going to come looking like our nations. Salakia. So we'll get Micah 2. In verse 1, it says, Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields. To covet means to desire greatly. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go heartily, for this time is evil. Right. The Lord is getting ready to visit the sins of you damn Edomites, starting with Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You're the chief of the heathen. You're going to get it the worst. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Jeremiah 49 and verse 7, concerning Edom, the so-called white man. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts. Is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And the Lord is getting ready to visit you devils. If grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? And if these by night, they will destroy till they have enough. The Lord's going to make you bare. He's going to leave you with nothing. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. For thus saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Right, we drunk that cup of judgment, slavery. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, that Basra, which is symbolic for America, shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste. I have heard a rumor from Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, Gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as an eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, right? You have them space stations, them space weapons. You talking about the Golden Dome. None of that is going to save you from the nuclear destruction that the Lord has determined against this place. Also, Edom, the so-called white man, is symbolic for America, shall become a desolation, and everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as it in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Right? And the Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah with fire and brimstone. He's going to overthrow Babylon the Great with fire and brimstone via ICBM nuclear missiles. Those missiles belong to the Lord. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, against America, an assembly of great nations from the north country. That's Russia and all his allies. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows, their ICBM nuclear missiles, shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Right? Because those missiles belong to the Lord. It tells you that in Isaiah 13 and verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Right? Jeremiah 50 and verse 24. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, O America, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahawah. Bahasham Yahawashi, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, power of hosts, and the land of the Chaldeans. Right? You devils are getting ready to pay for what you've done to the Lord's people. Starting with Esau, Edom. Oops, let's get Joel 3. In verse 19, it says, Egypt, America is spiritually known as Egypt, the place of bondage for the Israelites, shall be a desolation. And Edom, the so-called white man, that's also symbolic for America, shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem from generation to generation, for I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, dwelleth in Zion. So in Gemini, according to the facts of the scriptures, Habakkuk 2 and verse 5, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. According to the facts of the scriptures, Habakkuk 2 and verse 5 is the perfect spiritual and behavioral profile of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his global empire, America, Babylon the Great. The scriptures prove that this nation operates as a predatory beast that cannot be satisfied until it has brought all nations under its new world order and digital ID systems, right? You see what they did to Cuba, Venezuela. They tried to do it to Iran, but that backfired on them through the power and spirit of Yahawah Yahawashi. Transgressing by wine, the philosophy of Edom, the scriptural fact, because he transgressed by wine, the reality. This wine is not literal alcohol. It is the false philosophies, democracy, and universalist doctrines that Esau has used to intoxicate and deceive the nations. The application by forcing his way of life and liberalism on every corner of the earth, he has caused the nations to go mad and lose their connection to the true law. You know, they were never a part of the true law anyway. But it was just that Babylon is how for her. Oh, Salakia, bear with me. Jeremiah 51 and verse 7, it says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's hand that made all the earth drunken. That's America. The nations have drunken of her wine, of her philosophies. You see? Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up, even to the skies. The Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, our power. He's the God of the Israelites. Make bright the arrows. The Lord's getting ready to make this happen. Those are ICBM nuclear missiles. Gather the shields. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, that's the Russians, for his device, those ICBM nuclear missiles, is against Babylon, America, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the vengeance of his temple. Right? Because Jeremiah 50 and verse 11, this is why. It says, because you were glad, because you rejoiced O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Right. America was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of the children of Israel. And the Lord is getting ready to recompense all you devils. A proud man neither keepeth at home. The scriptural fact. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. The identification. This perfectly describes the policing nature of America with military bases in over 100 countries and the reach of his digital infrastructure. Esau refuses to keep at home. He can't keep at home. It's not in him. The execution. His pride leads him to believe he has the right to interfere in the sovereignty of every nation, setting up golden domes and satellite nets to oversee the entire planet. Right. Desire as hell and death, the infinite greed, the fact who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. The fulfillment, no amount of wealth or land is enough for the man of sin, right, which is Esau, Edom, top banking family, the so-called white man. He must control the air, the water, even the digital ID of every human being because they want to play God on earth. The result, like death, he consumes resources and leave destruction in his wake. Look at Cuba. Did I not just read it? In May 2026, his desire is to track and tag the 12 tribes through the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, is the ultimate manifestation of this unsatisfied desire for total control. You see, this is why the Lord, we need salvation. We need to be saved from these devils, man. Psalm 73. Truly, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. NLT, these fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for. They have the whole world, but it, like the scriptures say, the man can't be satisfied. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how doeth Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi know? And is there knowledge in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches, them top banking families. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Then understood I their end. You see, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. It's going to take the Lord 1 hour to destroy you devils. You see? And as I said, the Lord got you devils in slippery places. This is a trap. Y'all think that y'all going to get regime changed out of this third woe. It's not going to work like that. Gathering unto him all nations, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. The globalist agenda. This is the scriptural blueprint for the United Nations in the global melting pot. By heaping all people into his system, he attempts to erase the distinct borders and identities, Slakia, of the 12 tribes to make them just another cog in his machine. Why it can't be a mistake? According to the facts, the scriptures, this cannot be a mistake because Habakkuk 2 and verse 4, the preceding verse contrasts this proud man with the just who shall live by his faith. This proves that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is showing the elect of the nation of Israel exactly who their enemy is, a man whose soul is not upright in him, and is not. The proof of accuracy. This cannot be a mistake because Habakkuk 2 and verse 6 asks, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. As the 12 tribes awaken in Babylon, America, they are taking up that parable against Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, exposing the fact that his entire empire is built on what he stole, you see? And the Lord said, you're gonna cough them all up. At the end of the chat, this proves why he can't be a mistake. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has labeled a thief and described his greed in detail, while Esau, the so-called white man, tries to heap all nations into his digital mirage. He is only heaping up wrath for the day of his destruction. The word of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is infallible. Let's get James 5. It says, go to now, Ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is canker, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days, and we are in the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped down which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Ye have lived in pleasure on earth, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. The Lord got something special for you devils, starting with you top banking families. Proverbs 16 verse 4. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Shalom.